What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be watching a game I played off stream yesterday. Um, and I'll just be talking kind of about like my thought process, but also just kind of explaining like how you can read mistakes from your opponent and take advantage of those. And know your advantage, like know when you're ahead. So I'm playing Ottomans, I go for the early military school opening. My opponent is HRE. um, and we're gonna watch on double time for the beginning. So, my thought process against HRE is generally to kind of match what they do. If they go for 2 TCs into castle, I'll go 2 TC into castle. If they go for just a 1 TC fast castle, then I usually try to mimic that and contest relics. And yeah, I just kind of like to really just follow with what they're doing. If they're massing units in feudal, I'm gonna mass units in feudal. So that's generally how I play against HRE. So we're just gonna get some decent value out of our first couple spearmen, and you'll see how that goes. I've talked about this in other videos if you've seen it, but yeah, you always want to go find that gold. So as soon as the spearman comes out, I'm directing my scout to go find that gold. I just take whatever sheep I've gotten at that point, but I was able to get a lot more sheep actually on the way. He's already aging up, but you know, you can still just go poke and prod with your first free units. So I'm surprised he put so many on wood here. Oh, he has no sheep. Now, what happened with his... Okay, the sheep just got here. I don't know what happened with his scout. We weren't watching his scout at all, but yeah, it looks like he just really didn't get much sheep. So that's a big... It's bad for HRE. There's only 3 sheep under this, and he's trying to go into a fast castle. I assume this wood was maybe for farms. It's super early to be on wood. And I haven't even got there yet. But we'll start watching in regular time here in just a second. So the first spearman arrives, I finally actually find the gold. And it's really important to keep this first spearman alive, because if you can keep being annoying with it, it actually is it's just way more annoying for your opponent to deal with, obviously. So he pulls the villagers to kill this at first, which is probably the right call, and I just back off immediately. So it is really important to micro your first spearman, so if you can. That way you can keep being annoying. You don't want to die to something like that. And I pulled it back too far even, but... But even with that, at this point I notice all the villagers on wood. And he's actually going for an archery range. And I'm also just happy with the little poking damage I'm getting done here. And then at this point he completely moves off of the gold with all the villagers. All he really needed to do here is pull his prelate out to heal. You can even put it back in, and the bonus will be around for a second, and then you have time to get your prelate back in before the bonus goes away. So I notice this isn't on food. The chapel's not on food. I see all these villagers on wood. I'm very, very happy at this point, because it definitely seemed like with all the villagers he put on gold, he was trying to go fast castle. And you can see he doesn't have the gold for castle. He's got way too many villagers on wood, so I know there's no way he's anywhere near the food for castle. And meanwhile, in my base, look, I'm chilling. I've got 5 on gold with 1 more headed out there. I've only got 4 on wood, and everybody else is going on to food. I'm going straight for castle. And he's responding to these spearmen with archers, which is, you know, weird for HRE. And he does not have food for horsemen right now at all. I didn't even know he built the stable at this point, but all I'm doing is using free units, you know, right now, and gotten achieved all this idle time. So now he comes back out to the gold, but at this point, just having seen all these villagers on wood, just having made him move off the gold once, I knew I was very far ahead in the race to castle, at least. And I'm not scared of the couple archers he's gonna pump, you know, like coming to my base. It's not something you need to be too worried about. And I switch this over to Sipahi. And meanwhile, we're just headed straight, like I said, we're just headed straight for castle. We're chilling. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I back up these spears because of the archer. And we're just kind of waiting on the Sipahi to come out, really. And we'll do a little harass with the Sipahi, but I haven't, you know, I'm just chilling, headed straight to castle. And this is where another massive overreaction comes from him to he sends a stupid amount of villagers to build a wall out here. And he's overmined gold, he doesn't have food. He still hasn't built farms, so like I just don't know what all this is about. But I've managed to see this with my scout, that he's pulled all these villagers to build the wall, and it's another just confirmation to me that like I'm really, really far ahead. And yeah. So when you see these kinds of things in your game, the point of this, the reason I'm showing this game is so that you can see these kinds of things and understand, like, hey, if you're not moving villagers around in your base, they're just chilling, and you know you're headed towards your goal uninterrupted, and your opponent's having massive overreactions like this, like you'll realize too you're getting ahead. At this point, I know that I can just go straight for all the relics, go into castle, and make a big push and win the game, and I have literally zero worries in the world at all. Like I literally thought to myself, I've already won this game. So the first Sipahi comes out, and you know where it's gonna go, straight to the gold. He does not have counter units for that. I probably should have rushed this up even quicker, but it's fine. I'm preparing to go into knights. You see, just getting value out of my free units. Once again, I kill a villager, push him off gold. Of course, he didn't need gold anymore. I didn't really know that, but still, getting value. And I've already got 2 relics on the way back, thanks to the Vizier point. That gives you 2 imams. Yeah, I'm just keeping the game in 2 times because it wasn't the most eventful game. It was more to just kind of show you guys, like, you know, how you can recognize your advantage and just kind of execute your game plan, you know. So at this point, I've got 2 relics. I'm quite confident I'm going to get 2 more. He still hasn't hit castle. And I never scouted this relic, but I know I actually managed to get this one and this one. And at this point, I know that the only thing that will even remotely bring him back in this game is a Palace of Swabia. So I think I decide to extend my lead even further by dropping a town center here in the next couple minutes. And then after the town center, yeah, I'm just straight chilling. I mean, there's so many good things about this, guys. Like, besides all of the reactions I've shown you already, we have an HRE player who is playing Archer Spearman right now. It's his unit comp. And I have 4 relics. So it's just, like, you can't hope for a better game, right? And I've seen people in positions like this, and then they, you know, they don't execute properly, and they let their opponent back into the game. So we'll show you, like, exactly, like, how you use this. Like, okay, I know I have this advantage. How do I make sure he doesn't have any chance to come back? So, constantly raiding is one thing. You see, I've already idled the gold villagers again, and I haven't even got over there yet. And, I'm just gonna keep running knights around his base while I mass an army and a town center at this point. There goes the second TC, and now I'm just focused on army completely. Yeah, even if he kills these, he's going pro scouts because he's desperate for food, but I mean, that is a very late desperation type move. He's actually had these pro scouts for a while, and I've been, like, just harassing the spears out here. I kind of forgot about that, but, yeah, even if I lose these knights, I am just light years ahead in this game. And at this point, I know the only thing... Yeah, I saw the Swabia, by the way. I know that the only thing that can save him is the Swabia, but I'm basically ready to go at this point, and, his army is lacking. I have, you know, the upgrade. My imams do the AOE healing, and I have herbal medicine in, so I'm making imams to go with my army, and I'm just making crossbows knights at the free mangonels. And it's time to make sure the Swabia does not bring him back in the game. So it's time to make a big push. Aim just to get one relic, which is, you know, super sad for an HRE player who's already Imperial and still doesn't have a relic in their regnants yet. This is a blunder. But, I mean, he does have a sizable army and he's Imperial. You see the villager gap is starting to decrease a little bit, so this is where I have to make something happen. So I'm mining the stone for a keep, as you can see at the top here, and once we drop this keep on the Swabia is just, you know, not going to be able to get the value. Not going to be able to do what it takes to get him back in the game. And this fight is very one-sided. To hit the villagers with the mangonels. I'm able to, you know, completely just keep these archers at bay. He doesn't have, he's not ready for, you know, anti-siege, or maybe he is. It looks like there's a culverin in the queue now, but it's just too late because my villagers are walking forward for the keep any second now. I think I actually killed this culverin when it comes out, and I didn't even notice. But yeah, I can just dive at this point. There's no army left for him. Yeah, if I had just sat in my base at this point, instead of pushing at the moment that I did, the Palace of Swabia still could have brought this player back into the game because it is that insane, and given them some kind of a chance, you know. So that was kind of the point. I mean, this game is over. We'll watch the keep drop. Yeah, this game's very over at this point, and I'm just pushing in to keep killing villagers, keep you know, oh, that poor culverin, and keep extending my advantage. I just left these here for a while because I was like, well, we won't be able to build anything from these buildings. And I was focused on my keep drop. I moved these units forward just so Swabia will shoot at them instead of the villagers, but yeah, I mean, it's super over now. So, that's about that. You can keep forfeits when the keep goes up. Yeah, it's not the most eventful game, and like I said, you know, it looks like I just absolutely crushed my opponent, but this is actually a competent player, an ex-conqueror, and I just was able to recognize my advantages and make use of that, right? So. It's GG. Everything's dying now. So, C4 took a little bit too long to forfeit, but yeah, those are the kinds of things you should look for in your matches, though. Like, how does your opponent react to a few units? And that's why it's really important, because like always move out with your units. Do not just park your first couple units in your base unless you're like ultra defending. You know, maybe against French, if your first unit's in feudal, you need to defend against the first knight or something. I get it, but you should always be looking to get value out of your units, because just a few units can throw your opponent's entire game off and just let you win, just like that, you know. So, yep. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching.